A 15-year-old girl is in critical condition after a lake rescue in Racine. Police say callers reported seeing someone struggling in the water off Caryhogle Park just before 6:30 last night. First responders took her to the hospital, and at last check, she is in critical condition tonight. Also last night, a water rescue at Bender Park in Oak Creek. The fire department says it helped one person get to shore. They were not injured, thankfully. Last week, though, a 14-year-old boy from Milwaukee drowned in Lake Michigan. Officials found Kyle Williams off the shore of Zion, Illinois, after a wave hit him at a state park there. Joining us now to help us make sense of all of this, Dave Benjamin. He's the co-founder and executive director of the Great Lakes Surf Rescue Project. Now, this is a nonprofit committed to reducing the number of drownings in the Great Lakes. Obviously, this is a very important topic. Dave, help us understand just how quickly this can happen, because I think so many times young people will go to these waters and think, it won't happen to me. I know how to swim.
Yeah, knowing how to swim is not water safety. Knowing how to swim is just doing the physical movements of swimming. And most people don't understand that swimming is an endurance sport that very few people actually train for. So for the most part, when people go to the beach, go to the pool, they're not swimming, they're wading. If they're swimming laps at the pool, then they're swimming. If they're swimming 100 yards in open water, they're swimming. But for the most part, people are just wading in the water. And then they're wading in the water and they don't have any education about any of the hazards that may be present, like rip currents, longshore currents, structural currents, when waves are happening.
So, Dave, help us understand a place like Lake Michigan, right? What are the dangers that are present there that someone might not even realize when they decide to go swimming in it?
Well, when we look at all drownings nationwide, about 62% of all drownings nationwide are happening in open water. There's a lot more hazards in open water because it's a big, vast body of water, whereas a pool, you could have a small contained environment. There's no dangerous currents or sudden drop-offs, and you have lifeguards at many public pools. When you go to these open beaches, it's like the great unknown. If you're not familiar, if you're not an expert in water safety, you're not going to know that there could be sudden drop-offs near the shoreline. Even small breaking waves can have several types of dangerous currents. And to keep it simple, if there are breaking waves, there are dangerous currents present. The strength of these currents will increase with the size of the waves. And another thing about Great Lakes waves, it's a short period waves, which means you could have a wave and then 3 seconds, another wave, 3 seconds, another wave. So it's a high frequency wave, whereas the ocean, you might get 15 seconds between waves.
Absolutely. And Dave, you were just mentioning kind of the public beaches and public parks. The Racine County Sheriff's Office tells us where the Racine rescue happened, it's actually not a recognized swimming area, right, and does not have lifeguards. When you think of these places that you kind of refer to as open waters, right, would you encourage people to steer clear from this type of swimming and maybe just say you want to be in a place where there is a lifeguard on duty?
Yes, we recommend that whenever possible, swim near a lifeguard. And when you go to these remote beaches, you're farther away from first responders in case there's a water emergency. And what we recommend across the Great Lakes is that we have public rescue equipment like life rings, updated beach hazard signage, and at these smaller remote locations, that stuff might not be available. So, if you're going to these beaches, unfortunately, you're on your own if there's a water emergency. And then we also want to, mention that would-be rescuers often become drowning victims. It's very dangerous to try to help someone who's struggling in the water. The recommendation is that you reach something to the person or you throw them something that floats, but you shouldn't get in the water to attempt to rescue, because oftentimes would-be rescuers become drowning victims as well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Dave, so grateful to have your perspective on this. I know this is something you spend a lot of time researching and doing a lot of work on, so hopefully this can help prepare other people as they travel out to Lake Michigan. Thanks for your time today.
All right, thank you very much. Have a great day.